Second half, they made a rally. They made a nice run. Cut it to 5, Coach.
Well, we were saying that the Aztecs have them right where they want
Right.
them. They came back from 14 the other night to win, and here they come. It was like a 5. That was Johnson making a nice jumper, and closed it. How about Trammell stealing this
Right.
one? And I thought a couple of turnovers here that UConn made just put San Diego State right in the game. And then all of a sudden, here's another steal. And I think that was Butler going all the way for a score. So
Yeah, they made it happen.
they made it happen. That was a great run. I thought Hawkins, though, made the big shot.
Yeah.
It was 5, and then Hawkins comes off a screen, hits the 3, put it to 8, and then and here it comes right here. I think
Jordan Hawkins.
Yeah, Jordan. Now here it is right
He
here.
had an answer for every kind of run that San Diego State made.
And the other thing, Vern, that Connecticut did, they made their free throws coming down the stretch. I mean, when they went to the line, they cashed in every single time and took control of the game. So it was, this is a tremendous UConn team. And we'll say it again. I thought they were the best team in the country early. Then they went into a little slump. But from January on, they
only two losses.
Only
from
two
January
losses.
on.
So, yeah, UConn, I thought the best team won, but San Diego State had a great year. Great year.
I thought in the first half, it was like, okay, well, this is their MO. Dig themselves into a hole and fall into a well, seemingly, against Connecticut. The first half, I couldn't imagine. 14 straight missed field goals. They didn't hit a field goal for over 11 minutes, Coach.
Well, it was shocking that Connecticut was not up 20 at half. And I think Dan Hurley commented about that at halftime. And did Connecticut about 4 layups. Otherwise, they would have been way ahead. But you can't go no field goals in about 11 or 12 minutes and expect to stay in the game with Connecticut. Yet, they were only 12 down, the Aztecs, at halftime. They were within striking range.
Yeah, so they were good for another run. But then, how about the presence of the big fella, Adama Sonogo? I mean, he just, 17 and 10. He was the most outstanding player of the Final Four, and he just dominated on the inside. They had 40 rebounds in this game.
Yeah, well, Sonogo's been great, really, the whole tournament. And he's a big guy, but he's got a very deft touch. He's got a nice little jump hook. He's a really good free throw shooter. He can make threes. He showed that. Good footwork in the post. And Sonogo, Hawkins, Newton had a huge game, by the way. He played tremendous. But Sonogo dominated the middle. Mensah did not get a field goal. So that kind of tells you the story of how Connecticut was getting easy shots. The Aztecs had to rely on perimeter shots, and they were not going in.
Right. And then out of that, I mean, if you're in Marin County, that county couldn't lose. You had Trammell on one team, and then you had Joey Calcaterra on the Huskies. And so we have a Marin County born and bred guy with a national championship around his neck. He had 6 points, hit 2 big threes in the game for the Huskies.
Can you imagine how Joey Calcaterra feels?
Imagine how his family feels.
Hey, look, he goes to the University of San Diego, graduates there. He's got 1 more year of eligibility. He transfers to Connecticut and wins a national championship. That was a big 3 coming off a screen. Well, we know he's a tremendous shooter. He made a couple of steals. Unfortunately, he couldn't convert on one of them. He had a layup, and it just didn't go in. But here was a nice transition 3, a nice pass in rhythm. And Calcaterra he's just a fantastic shooter. Just thrilled for him.
You don't have to be the best team in this tournament, but you have to play the best on that day. And Connecticut certainly did. And I'm just wondering what it must be like in the case of Calcaterra and the rest of the Huskies. What is it like to climb up that ladder? Only one team gets to do it.
Only one team.
Cut those nets down.
But they deserved it. You know, when you think of the one team that did climb up the ladder, Connecticut wins every game by double digits. In fact, the only team that led Connecticut in the second half was the Gales of St. Mary's, just briefly, but they did have a small lead. They were the only team in the tournament that was able to get a little bit of a lead on Connecticut. And, the power team won this time.